This story is passed down in Triet-Jiang Province and the southern province of Jiang too. According to legend, the god who opened the Dai Ming dynasty was Lu Ba-an, who was a god, opened his right eye to see astronomy and geography. How does he have such magical eyes and talent? There is a legend as follows. Lu Ba-an and number 39. S father died early. He lived alone in Tuyan Nung Mountain in a grass hut and worked as a tutor. One rainy night in late autumn, Lu and Ba-an were sitting in a grass hut under the flickering light reading the book and quote, Sun Tzu and number 39, S Art of War and quote. He kept reading and suddenly heard the sound of someone crying outside. Lu Ba-an was very surprised. When he opened the door to look, he saw a girl in a white shirt and white pants running to the lotus pond in front of the house and jumping down. Lu Ba-an did not dare to delay, ran like a flying arrow to chase after him and also jumped into the lagoon. After the girl was rescued, Lu Ba-an helped her back to the tent, boiled a bowl of ginger water for the girl to drink and let her sleep on his bed, while he spread some firewood branches in front of the stove. And slept overnight. Because of a cold and wind, the next day the girl had a high fever, panicked, and lay flat, unable to get up. Lu Ba-an and number 39's pocket was as clean as it could be. Of course he didn't and #39 have the money to invite the doctor to make medicine, but thanks to him, he also knew a little about the medical profession, so he climbed up Tuyan Nung Mountain to find some medicinal leaves to brew for the girl to drink. Thanks to Lu Ba-an and number 39's care and treatment, the girl and number 39's illness gradually improved. Through several conversations, Lu Ba-an gradually learned about the girl and number 39's ups and downs, and even knew the reason why the girl had to jump into the deep lagoon to commit suicide the night before. This girl and number 39's name was Ho Lin Vien. In the area where she lived, there was an evil tyrant Trong Ju Nyan. He was 60 years old. Because he saw her more beautiful than others, he took advantage of her family and number 39's danger and forced her to marry him. The girl is tired of weak hands and soft hands. She is miserable and cruel. How can she compete with the wolf-like tiger Trong Ju Nyan? She cried out to heaven and earth for no response, calling for the land to have no spirit, so she had to go down the path of death. Ho Lin Vien finally recovered from his illness. Lu Ba-an could N and #39 help but ask his girlfriend where she was going and what she planned to do. Ho Lin Vien shyly replied, "Thank you for saving my life. I will never repay you for the rest of my life. I already have no home and no place to go. Where else can I go?" Of course, Lu Ba-an also understood Ho Lin Vien and number 39's and quote, meaning beyond words and quote. His face turned red and said, "My family is so poor, how dare we have anything to do with her? You can keep studying, I also have 2 hands. As long as you both take care of me and save money, are we still afraid of starving to death?" Ho Lin Vien, with such amorous eyes and such a steadfast way of speaking, the two eventually became a loving couple. Spring passes, winter comes, the years pass like water. The couple was in love, in the blink of an eye. They had been together for 3 years but still had not given birth to any sons or daughters. Lu Ba-an still did not do anything, but the neighboring aunts were worried about him and kept urging him to go too. the temple on Tuyen Nung Mountain to pray for elixir. One day, Lu Ba An went to the temple on Tuyen Nung Mountain and was about to kneel down to burn incense when the temple and number 39's official, Venerable Fu Nan, suddenly appeared next to him and would call him aside. After the two sides chatted with each other for a few words, Venerable Fu Nan told Lu Ba An that Ho Lin Vien was not a mortal girl but a transformed monster. After Lu Ba An heard it, he shook his head vigorously like shaking a drum. No matter what he said, he didn't and #39 believe it. Venerable Fu Nan knew that Lu Ba An was not easy to believe, so he corrected himself and said, I and number 39 am not joking. If you don and number 39 believe me, you can wait until midnight and observe carefully to see when she fell asleep. In her mouth there was a green pearl the size of a grain of corn that kept fluttering as if she were swallowing it, which was proof that she was an elf. The monk also added, Now, although the donor and her are a very loving couple, the happy scene will not last long. Only by swallowing her green pearl will she truly become human, and then be able to give birth and raise children for the donor. At the end, the monk also advised Lu Ba An is a and Quat, heaven and number 39's mechanism that cannot be leaked and Quat, heaven and number 39's mechanism cannot be revealed. This matter should not be revealed to Ho Lin Vien. Lu Ba An went down the mountain with a heavy heart full of doubts. Is what the monk said true? At midnight, waiting for his wife to fall asleep, he began to observe carefully. Before long, sure enough, in his wife and number 39's mouth, a green pearl appeared as if it was swallowed, moving up and down. Lu Ba An was afraid that his head was foggy and his eyes were blurred, so he gently patted the back of his head, rubbed his eyes, and then carefully observed again. Looking horizontally and vertically, the fruit is not wrong at all. There is definitely a bead that is actually swallowing, spitting out, and rotating. At that time, Lu Ba An could not help but believe a lot in what the monk said. He observed 3 consecutive nights and found them to be exactly the same as the first night, so the monk and number 39's words were completely confirmed. Lu Ba An originally intended to take the pearl and swallow it, but he had doubts. Turning his wife from a monster into a human was a great and honorable matter. He thought that his wife could not disagree, so he should discuss it with his wife. On Thursday night, before going to bed, Lu Ba An was determined to talk to his wife to clarify the situation. He then asks, "This lady, where are you really from? What is her father and number 39's name?" The sudden question made Ho Lin Vien feel strange. "What and number 39's wrong with you today? Haven and number 39. I told you this before?" But what she said was all the truth? When Ho Lin Vien heard that question, her heart ached. She felt that the situation was complicated, but she still smiled coyly and said, "My dear, I gave you my whole heart and still didn't and #39 tell you the truth?" Lu Ba An stared at Ho Lin Vien with both eyes and said, "You don and number 39 hide anything from me, but there is one thing that still leaves me lying in the dark. Is that what you said?" "What?" Ho Lin Vien could N and #39 stand her husband and number 39's menacing eyes and gently lowered her head. The person who knows inevitably has to talk in detail. To the end of what is going on, she must already be very clear in her heart. Lu Ba Noi bowed lightly. Deliberately put the arrow on the bow, raised it but did not shoot. Ho Lin Vien also surmised that his identity was already known to Lu Ba'an, so he had to keep his mouth shut and not reveal anything, but only replied, "If I ask myself, I have been with you for the past 3 years without any mistakes. If you say I have something to hide from you, why Dawn and number 39, you ask me?" Her heart, her character, she doesn't and #39, have a second word to say, but every night she sucks on pearls. What exactly is that? In the end, Lu Ba'an had to say it all. Ho Lin Vien knew that his identity could not be hidden forever, so he thought, and quote, "It has come to this point, so I have to tell the truth. You are a tolerant person, and we have had a love affair with husband and wife for 3 years. Even if he knew the truth of the matter, it seems unlikely that he would have done anything to me." End quote. So she clearly stated her true identity as a fox. Because she appreciated and admired Lu Ba'an and number 39's kindness and loyalty, his broad knowledge and talent, she thought of a way to become his wife like that. Whatever it is, it and number 39's all clearly stated. At the end, she said very sadly and meaningfully, "I just wanted us to be able to love each other until our teeth were gray, but who would have thought? Tisk, now I want to scold, chase away, everything. It all depends on him." Saying that, she felt miserable in her heart and burst into tears. After listening to Lu Ba'an, his thoughts were very confused. His heart was racing. Old things appeared before his eyes one after another. Deep feelings were troubled in his heart. He tightly held Ho Lin Vien and number 39's hand and said with emotion, "Look at what you said. Even if you are a shape-shifting monster, I still love you, not to mention I still have a way to make you truly become human." "Do you have a way to make me truly become human again?" Ho Lin Vien suddenly became wistful. "Yes. I heard someone say that if I just swallow your green pearl, you will be able to turn into a real person." "Ah! Who did you hear?" That and number 39's absolutely not okay." Ho Lin Vien was so scared that he could N and #39 control himself and quickly escaped Lu Ba'an and number 39's arms. Impossible? Why not? Now it and number 39's Lu Ba'an and number 39's turned to be inexplicably suspicious. Impossible. Impossible. Definitely not. In Ho Lin Vien and number 39's mind, he was thinking about how to eliminate the idea of swallowing his pearl in Lu Ba'an and number 39's heart. "If you swallow my pearl, you will be paralyzed all over your body, unable to do anything for the rest of your life. Wish for more." Hearing that, Lu Ba'an was stunned, but then he changed his mind and said decisively, "As long as she becomes a real person, even if her whole body is paralyzed, I and number 39 am willing to endure it." Lu Ba'an and number 39's words made Ho Lin Vien extremely grateful, but also extremely worried. Thankful for that, Lu Ba'an and number 39's heart towards her was truly sincere and loyal. His love was as deep as the ocean. The worry is that if he indeed swallows the pearl in her mouth, it will lead to her death. Because the green pearl in her mouth is called the Quat, virtuous pearl Quat, crystallized by her 500 years of practice, it is her destiny. But for mortals like Lu Ba-an, she absolutely cannot explain this point clearly, because once she reveals the cultivation method that reveals her heavenly secret, all her previous efforts will be destroyed. Abandoned can never transform into human form again. How now? How now? Ho Lin Vien had no intention of this matter. She could only use pleading words to tell Lu Ba-an, "Husband, you are a talented man beyond the world. One day you will create a glorious career, so please Don and number 39. T miss out on your long journey because of a woman like me. No. I Don and number 39. T need merit. I Don and number 39. T seek fame. For our love, I am willing to give up everything, including my own life." Lu Ba-an and number 39's words were as decisive and steadfast as cutting iron. "My husband, no, this is absolutely not possible." Ho Lin Vien was so worried that he jumped into Lu Ba-an and number 39's arms and shouted loudly, "If you swallow my green pearl, not only will your whole body be paralyzed, but you will also kill my life." Lu Ba-an had a plan in advance. He completely believed that the monk Fu Nan and number 39's words were true. He was convinced that if he swallowed the green pearl, he could turn his wife into a real person. That and number 39's why the last part of Ho and number 39's last sentence was Lin Vien Gai Didn and #39. T think everything through. At that time, he thought to himself, and quote, "The intention to swallow the green pearl has already been decided, so why bother making his wife worried?" End quote. So he spoke softly and said, "Okay. Okay. Let and number 39's not talk about this anymore. Don and number 39. T swallow. Definitely Don and number 39. T swallow?" Ho Lin Vien is still not very calm, he acts. Lu Bo-an slightly shook his head, almost nodding but also shaking. Ho Lin Vien thought Lu Ba-an had completely heard him, so at that moment he breathed a long sigh of relief. From then on, Lu Ba-an never mentioned the story of swallowing pearls, but night and night when it was time for the rat, he waited for an opportunity to act. But it and number 39's strange. For several nights in a row, Lu Ba-an absolutely did not see the pearl appear in his wife and number 39's mouth. So what? It turned out that Ho Lin Vien was loose on the outside and tight on the inside. Even though she pretended to be fast asleep at night, in reality she still went to Lu Ba-an and number 39's room to spread jade. Gradually, Ho Lin Vien worshippers relaxed their vigilance. One late night, Lu Ba-an suddenly boldly took a sip of the green pearl from the mouth of Lin Vien Lake. Gulp into the stomach. By that time, things were no longer normal. Only Ho Lin Vien screamed and quote, "It hurts me to death," and quote. The loud scream made the whole grass house rustle with trembling. Immediately, I saw her head sweating profusely, her almond eyes rolled back, her voice raised, and she asks, "Ba-an, I have been married to you for 3 years, I am sincere with you. Why do you keep trying to be so stubborn? Must end my life? Who persuaded him to do this?" Seeing that things were not going well, Lu Ba-an immediately followed all the words that monk Fu Nan had told him. Hearing this, Ho Lin Vien repeatedly exclaimed, and quote, "This unjust guy has fallen for the enemy and number 39's trick." End quote. Then she recounted in detail the story of the old monk who hated her before. Venerable Nguyen Phu Nhan was also not a mortal, he also mischievously transformed into a human. Because he saw the beautiful fox, he teased her many times, but was rejected and scolded by the fox, so he held a grudge all his life and always thought of ways to harm the fox. The day Lu Ba An went up the mountain, it was like scratching his itch. So he came up with a petty plan to use sweet words to trick Lu Ba An into thinking the story was true, which is why today and number 39's incident happened. After knowing the truth, Lu Ba An could only stomp his feet and lament, mixed with regret and regret. He knelt down at Ho Lin Vien and number 39's feet and cried profusely and said, "Lady, it and number 39's just strange. I was blind in both eyes and saw the wrong person. Misheard the insidious words of the bald old thief, who harmed you to this point, lady. Whatever you want to beat or punish, I and number 39's listen to you. Husband. You know you and number 39's wrong, it and number 39's okay to admit it. It and number 39's just that this bald thief secretly murdered me, tearing apart our relationship as husband and wife. With this deep hatred, you can and number 39's help but take revenge." Having said that, Ho Lin Vien gritted his teeth and made a creaking sound. "What? Separating our relationship as husband and wife? She said. Could it be that she? She. I and number 39's am not done. Finally, Ho Lin Vien explained her entire background green pearl for Lu Ba An to listen to. After hearing this, they both suddenly hugged their heads and cried. A moment later Lu Ba An dried his tears. His eyes were like fire at Ho Lin Vien. "Madam, if I can and number 39's avenge this great hatred, I won and number 39's even close my eyes when I die. But this bald enemy has great skills, how should I deal with him?" Ho Lin Vien said, "This bald enemy has 800 years of practice, and every month on the full moon night he has to come to gather at the place. At that hour, the old man and number 39's soul left his body to go to the festival. At that time, he only needed to do this, to end his life and repay his revenge for killing me." Lu Ba Nan kept it in mind and expressed that he would definitely follow that plan. While they were talking, it was already the third watch. Ho Lin Vien was extremely hurt and told Lu Ba An, "Husband, we are only husband and wife together for the rest of this night until dawn, then I will show my true form, say goodbye to you and go. Please quickly build a wooden box, bring a harrow and rake and go to the back of the mountain. Waiting for me to bury you will not be a waste of our time together." Lu Ba An and number 39's tears were like pouring rain, his heart ached like a knife. But he also knew that the situation was reaching the point where it could no longer be saved, so he had to build a wooden box, bring along a rake, and help his wife toddling step by step. Walk behind the mountain. Halfway up the mountain, seeing a flat piece of land, the two sat down to rest. Ho Lin Vien told Lu Ba An, "Wait a little while I will show my true form and 2 tears will flow out. You can take the tear from my right eye and apply it to your right eye and the tear from my left eye to apply it on his left eye. You must remember carefully, Don and number 39. T forget. Lu Ba An hiccuped and nodded in acceptance. In the moment the east had become the color of a fish and number 39's belly, Ho Lin Vien let out a pitiful howl, and sure enough, his true form was revealed, 2 large clear tears pouring out from his eye sockets. Lu Ba An saw it and quickly used his hand to catch the teardrop on his right side and applied it to his right eye. Who would have thought that as soon as I applied it, my eyes felt like they were going to be painful and unbearable. Lu Ba An closed both eyes for about the same amount of time as smoking cigarette butts before reluctantly opening them. As soon as he opened his eyes, a strange thing happened, everything underground he could see clearly. Lu Ba An quickly caught the tear in the fox and number 39's left eye, but the tear dried up. Lu Ba An regretted raising him so much, but it was too late, so he had to let it go. He suppressed his grief, placed his wife and number 39's body in the coffin and buried her, then walked back home with heavy steps. It and number 39's the full moon day. Waiting until late at night when there were no people around, Lu Ba An followed his wife and number 39's instructions, put on the Tran Yu sword borrowed from the Nam Sun Taoist and sneaked up Tuyen Nung Mountain and then sneaked into the temple. When he arrived at the main hall, he saw monk Fu Nan with closed eyes, sitting cross-legged on the Dharma platform. Lu Ba An gently shook him gently and saw that the old monk was not moving at all. At that moment, he mustered up the courage to strip off all his clothes, hat. Then carried the old monk and number 39's body out and threw it down. The thatched latrine is behind the hall. After that, Lu Ba An put on all the monk and number 39's clothes, held the sword Tran Yu neatly and sat cross-legged on the Dharma platform. Entering the 16th day, before dawn, the spirit of monk Fu Nan returned from the fairy realm to the temple. Seeing that sitting on the Dharma platform was not his body but Lu Ba An, the person he had once made fun of, his face burning with anger, his hand holding the precious sword Tran Yu, the cold light glistening, he immediately understood. His evil plan has been revealed. Both scared and worried, he quickly begged Lu Ba An for forgiveness. Even though monk Fu Nan is virtuous and has high magical ability, the soul cannot enter the body and cannot use magic. Enemies met each other with bloodshot eyes. Lu Ba An brandished his sword, Tran Yu, and shouted loudly, "You are a thief who harms others for your own benefit. There is nothing evil you won and number 39's do. Now, your crimes have reached the sky, your fate has been determined. If you Don and number 39's release the pearl of virtue quickly, I will leave your family dead without a place to bury your body. I Don and number 39's dare, little monster, I just hope Mr. Lu will show me a little favor and give me a safe place to save my life." Venerable Fu Nan saw that the eastern sky was about to dawn. If he did not have a body to shelter his soul, in just a moment it would turn into a blue smoke and disappear without a trace, so he was worried and wanted to die. He was afraid and wanted to die. Obediently spit out the pearl of virtue that had been cultivated for 800 years. Lu Ba An took his virtuous pearl and swallowed it, then said with great dignity, "You monster, listen up. Good is rewarded with good, Evil is rewarded with evil. You have always harmed good people and divided our love between husband and wife. Now I allow you to only live in the grass toilet behind the palace to spread your evil and rotten reputation to everyone. Life. When the spirit of monk Fu Nan heard that, he panicked and did not have time to choose a path. He quickly ran to the grass latrine behind the temple, immediately crawled into the old corpse thrown in the dung and urine pit and appeared. The original form is the essence of a black turtle. The turtle struggled, trying to live and die to climb out of the dung hole, but just a moment later the turtle and number 39's life was gone. Liu Ba-an was able to report his hatred for his murdered wife and freed his hatred. He then went to Ho Lin Vien and number 39's grave buried on the back of a mountain slope. He stood in front of the tombstone and bowed down to pay his respects to comfort the soul of his deceased wife. Death is reigning high in the sky. Tu Kansin People Digital Wholesale Products. Revised plates compiled by Vong Tai Tiep, translated by Kim Dao, PTS. La Duy Lan Tears of the Fox. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.